on tonight's episode of Kevin and Friends. Tonight on Kevin and Friends, Kevin enters the cousin chat with one of his favorite cousins, Eric Mojica, the eldest son of Kevin's aunt, Trina Braxton. The men discuss common topics such as life and love, but they also discuss topics and issues that are unique to them being the son of celebrities. Join us tonight as we enter the cousin chat with Kevin on this episode of Kevin and Friends, the broadcast.
Stay tuned for tonight's episode of Kevin and Friends.
Kevin's got a voice shining bright, not dim. With laughter and stories, his heart's never trimmed. From a legacy, steps into the light. Jesse's love guiding him, everything feels right. Listen close, hear the stories unfold. Each episode's a treasure, pure gold. Kevin's a junior shining on, bringing love to the world, no matter where you are.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Kevin and Friends. Today, I got my next guest, my one of my favorite cousins, Eric Mojica, yo.
Absolutely.
Welcome.
Happy to be here. Happy to be here.
Thank you for coming, man.
Of course.
So, how's your day been?
Ooh, so today's been a little bit of a light day. We only had like a half day at the office today, but we had to be there the entire time, so it's just been like
Okay, cool. Pretty cool.
So
Yeah, same with me. I've been kind of home chilling. I'm waiting for my old lady to get off work, so that's all I've been doing.
heck
And
yeah.
watching a little bit of Rick and Morty, one of my
Man.
favorites.
Okay, so the
Yeah.
thing about Rick and Morty, so the earlier seasons, they were pretty good.
Yeah, I know you're getting that now. Because it's starting to like the original characters, they went away. So it's now getting kind of like not as good, I should say.
And I mean, the kind of that kind of existential surrealism, like it kind of gets old hat really quickly. You can only be so depressed in a cartoon for so long, you know?
The way they was going by the multiverse and like you started learning like it was different Rick and Morty's. It wasn't the same as the original as the first episode. You kind of learned that when they had that episode when Morty wanted that girl, I forgot her name, Jessica, and they had to go to another universe and replace that Rick and Morty with that universe, and then it started getting all like mixed up, all twisted.
See, that's another thing. I feel like once a show starts to bring in like time travel or like the multiverse and stuff like, I mean, and both of these things, they are, core staples of a show like Rick and Morty, right? However, once that becomes the whole show, that's when things start to fall, because it kind of breaks the content of what it is, right? If it can,
Right.
but if something like that can be anything, and it is literally anything, then just kind of ends up not being anything, you know?
Yeah, but it was something that definitely was different from my liking. So I wasn't really much into anime, So when I was younger, I'm into it now a little bit. I'm trying to get my feet wet in
I mean,
anime.
there's a lot of really great storytelling that comes from anime. I mean, uh, who was it? The director of Paris. I mean, it's. I mean, there is an anime called Parasite, but there's a movie, Korean film called Parasite, won an Oscar. Um, And I mean, this director, he's probably one of my favorite directors of all time. I can't bring myself to remember his name, so I'm so sorry about it. But he said, like, there's a whole world out there if people could just get over the simple matter of the subtitles at the little bottom of the screen.
Yeah, I got a hard time doing that too. Like,
I mean,
no,
you can read, can't you?
I can read good, but like I gotta be up to speed, and that me trying to read, look at the show at the same time. I'm like, hold on, okay, slow down a little bit. I gotta pause it sometimes.
Man,
Backspace it a little bit. But one of my good friends brought me into like up to speed with anime. I watched a few episodes of Attack on Titan. That
so
was a
that's one
good
of the best
show.
ones.
And this is the other show. I can't think of it. So yeah, it was a show, and it was like orphans, but it was like behind the wall, and they
Oh,
go like leave the wall and stuff. I
mhm.
forgot what show that is, but it was a dope show. It had me hooked.
It's really good. You're gonna be disappointed.
So I learned like the second season,
uh,
it started to drag, so I didn't really finish it. Like the first season was like amazing. It's really good, right? It's really good. And then like as it got to the second season, it started getting like weird and like trying to keep up with everything. So I
mhm.
stopped watching it, but that was a great anime that I was like into
Yeah,
for
that's
a little bit.
Promised Neverland.
Yeah, Promised Neverland.
Yep.
Dope show, dope show. They
Yeah.
took my comfort zone. So, and I was able to binge watch it all, because it had multiple seasons. What is it, 3 seasons or 2 seasons so far?
I lost track because I got so burnt by the middle of the second season. I was just like,
Okay.
all right.
You kind of fell off a little bit of the second season. Yeah, yeah.
But so this is I'm so glad I can say it on camera because now it exists forever. I finally convinced my wife to watch all of Dragon Ball Z.
I gotta
Thank
get into
you,
that. I
thank
gotta get into
you.
that show too. Yeah, yeah, congrats. That's a
it's
good one. That's a good one to be
it's
into.
and it I mean and it's such a cool
Yeah,
it's such a huge piece of the I mean not just um the culture diaspora from like an anime like watcher standpoint or fan standpoint, but it's ingrained itself so much into just pop culture in general. And so to not have such a big piece of my life, being my wife of course, not have experienced such another huge piece of my life.
right.
It was really important for me to finally get her to do that.
Yeah,
um
that's dope.
and yeah, so I mean, that made my little nerd heart happy. uh
So yeah, so speaking of wife, man, let's go ahead. Let's push it
mhm,
back a little bit.
sure,
We went out, for your bachelor party, dope.
man.
Super good time. You know what? And you always bring me out like my comfort zone whenever like
Hmm.
going out with you. Like even when we was like younger, like so you made me sit down, right, and watch
Hmm.
Forrest Gump. I was like, I don't want to watch this. He was like,
It's
no,
so
you gotta
good.
watch it. I was like, I don't want to. He's like, no, you gotta watch it.
You
Turns out
have to.
that's that and Pulp Fiction made me sit down and watch.
Exactly,
That's movies.
man.
He made me sit down and watch it. Anyways, like we went to Cirque du Soleil.
Yep.
We went to Cirque du Soleil.
So
Great, great show. I did not expect that. I was like, "Oh, okay, I can get with this. It's not bad." And
man, I
then
mean, the crazy thing about Vegas was like we had the craziest time in Vegas, damn near completely debauchery free.
yeah,
And I mean, I shout out to everybody that came to Vegas with me. By the way, I couldn't have picked a better group of people.
super dope
I
set of
mean,
friends you have.
man,
I
and
can see
they
why
they
you're
love you.
friends.
They want to see you again real soon. By the way, so
Okay, okay, okay. I
um,
want to see them too, but yeah,
man, what a time! I mean, so speaking of Cirque du Soleil, I was telling my wife this story because I mean, there's bits and pieces that are coming back into my recollection.
hmm
So my buddy Andy,
hmm
from the designer concert, we'll talk about that later.
okay.
I remember now looking over, so he's sitting there, blue vodka slushy in hand, completely knocked out. He missed the entire Cirque du Soleil show.
So I don't feel bad. I did too.
That's terrible.
I watched like a good like I'm gonna
All the
say
money
this.
we spent on that show, and he
I
fell
would
asleep.
say like the first 45 to an hour. No, the show was like 2 hours, right?
Yeah, but I mean, come on.
Okay, hear me out. We did take a couple of shots. Took a couple of shots before going. We took a, we had fun.
Yeah.
I'm a lightweight. So, like, I was already down.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm tired now. It's late, my time, East Coast. I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
It was interesting. I woke up at the end to, like, them being, like, a pyramid kind of, like, they all, like no, not a pyramid, on the ship, and I was like, "Okay, what did I miss?"
Everything.
I asked your friend, he was like, "I don't know, I was asleep too." I was like, "Okay, I don't feel that
You
bad."
see, man. So next time we're gonna
Mhm.
have to go back. We're gonna see the same show. Shout out to Cirque du Soleil though. That was really
Definitely, it's
awesome.
definitely still a good it's still definitely a good show.
So we're gonna go. We're gonna see the same show, and we're gonna make sure you have a cup of coffee first.
Yeah, might hit up some Starbucks and stuff, but, like, yeah, man, it was dope, and then I know, you got married, wedding. How was your, how's marriage life?
Marriage life is awesome,
It's awesome.
man.
Absolutely.
I love being a husband.
Absolutely.
I really, really do. It's so nice to have somebody that
Like your
like
partner, right? Like you just being there
exactly.
with you, knowing like everything's gonna be okay.
Hmm.
So that's
You
super
know,
dope. Super
and I
proud of
mean,
you for that.
thank you. Recently, we've had a whole bunch of bullcrap come our way.
Yeah.
So just last week,
Uh-huh.
my dog got a skin infection. I
That
dished out some
sucks.
money for
Sorry
that.
to hear that.
I had to replace the starter in my car. We got to replace the catalytic converter in my wife's car.
Mm.
Not my dishwasher, my washing machine decided to die on us. So we had a laundry room full of water. We were ankle deep in water, so we just had to buy a new washing machine. All of that happened this
Mm.
week.
Mm. It's a tough week, man.
Being a husband, I've got to figure that out.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we're working our way through it. I mean, and I'm so grateful that we're both in a position financially to take care of all the stuff that we got to take care of.
Yeah,
Um, but I mean, it's been a headache.
it gets expensive, man.
Hmm.
Super proud of you, man. Super,
Thank
super
you.
duper proud. I still go on dates.
Of course,
You got to.
absolutely. That's so
Not going on a
important.
date. You gotta date while you're married too. I mean, I know I'm divorced now, but I'm just saying
Right,
things I was doing too when I was,
man.
first
Here I am talking. Oh,
uh,
being married is amazing, and then
no, but it is amazing. Like that was at the time my best friend too. We did
mhm,
everything together. If you've seen me, you've seen her. You've seen her. You've seen me.
right.
So when it came down to it, we had a lot of fun.
Hmm.
Um,
Well, to know you
mhm,
is to love you, and while it's going to take a very special person to love you, there's a lot of really special
mhm,
people out there.
mhm.
Uh, and so
I mean, I have
eventually,
someone now. She's pretty
well,
dope.
yeah, but well,
Yeah.
you ain't married again yet.
Mm-mm. 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 Not.
So,
I'm gonna wait for it. Maybe my 40s, 45,
well, I
50.
mean, I mean, you ain't getting any younger. That's maybe 2 weeks away.
We got jokes.
Uh
You
huh.
turn, you turn 30 in a few weeks.
All right, look, we're not talking about me right now.
Just saying, just saying, just saying.
Yeah,
I still got a year left in my 20s.
you sure do. I'm just saying, right now you are in your late 20s.
I'm in my late 20s. Do you know how it feels when I call like our younger cousins and they be like, Kevin, how old are you now? 29. Damn.
They said they did the same thing to me.
Yo, what you mean, damn? I'm saying, Kevin,
Hmm.
you're getting old. I know.
Hmm.
But as much as I be like a little bit irritated with it, I'm like, I'm proud of making it to the age I'm at.
Look, the way I see it, there were so many people that I grew up around that that were doing a lot better than how I was doing that aren't around anymore.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, to make it to 30 in a couple of weeks, it's a huge blessing.
It is. It is. I
You
mean,
know,
like, it's just, even though it's like, I'm getting older, it's like, thank God I'm getting older. I'm still around kicking it.
as a matter of fact, are we going to talk about it?
Yeah, we can touch bases on it. I think I have an idea what you're talking about. I have no idea what you're talking about. Is it? I'm talking about Lauren.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a hard one. I've been just recently. I just started talking about her again.
Yeah,
You know.
it's 'cause I heard. I'll never forget. I was coming out of the bank.
Mm.
My mom had called me, and she's like, "Eric, your cousin Lauren, I'm so sorry she's gone." And I'm like, I thought it was a joke at first. I couldn't like, and no, I know my mom wouldn't joke about something like that, but I couldn't wrap my brain around that.
Yeah.
I feel like we had just seen her. We were talking about seeing her for, you guys were talking about coming down for my birthday,
Yep.
you know, and all of a sudden she's a light had been removed from the world.
It was definitely a It was a. It was a shocker,
Hmm.
and I'm sorry to get a chance, to even talk more in depth about that with you. But like when I found out, I was moving out my apartment,
Hmm.
and I just heard the news. I just talked to her the night before when she was at work, and that phone call like devastated me.
Hmm.
And it sucks she's not here. It sucks. Uh,
I mean, yes, she is, just not in a physical forum.
you know,
But
I
mm,
expected. I made it a godmother to my child. That was like my sister to me. And then whenever we all hung out, she always made it possible, even a dull day, to bring light to it. You know,
exactly.
never a light day. I mean, we could be in the car all silent, and in her little, funny ways, like turn on some music,
Hmm.
and just in her own voice, in her own. It just sucks that light that we had just kind of like just vanished, like you said.
Yep.
She's still around, she's in spirit. But I want to hear it physically though. You
Right.
know, as selfish as say, but I want to hear it physically. I miss her a lot every
Yeah.
day. Uh, Same with my mom. I just got around to like really talking about her again. Because for a while I was like ignoring or trying to put my feelings to the back burner. So I just got to a point where I can be like, yeah, I do miss my mom, uh, look at old videos and sometimes the show, and just it don't get easier. It just gets easier to deal with.
Right. I mean, that's the thing. You kind of just, you don't have any choice but to keep moving forward.
Hmm.
But I mean, yeah, like you said, I miss her every single day. Like and it's funny because like it's never the things that you expect to like
Hmm.
remind you of her, right?
Right.
Sometimes like a certain episode of SpongeBob will come on, and then like because Aunt Tracy loves some SpongeBob.
Love some SpongeBob. Love some SpongeBob.
And so
Yeah.
like it's things like that, or Aunt Tracy had this really funny habit. Whenever somebody really pissed her off, she'd be like, "You're making my balls itch."
My balls itch.
And I mean, oh wow, what an
Like, mom, you don't have
incredible
no
woman.
balls. Like, mom, you don't have no balls. Yes, I do.
Nope.
Did my uterus, something like that. I'm
Listen,
like,
that woman
okay,
had nary one testicle. However,
not one. But she had a lot of balls though. She was I wouldn't say a hard ass, but she didn't stand for no shit either.
exactly. And I mean, I've learned a lot of things from my mom and from my aunts, and I'm going to carry them with me always. But your mom, the biggest lesson that she ever taught me was to live my life unapologetically,
Absolutely. I'm
to
still learning
be
how to
my
do that, but
true, authentic self.
yeah. Yeah, and she, she loved all of us. She
Hmm.
viewed all of us like her kids. You know, um, yeah, man. It's heavy. It's
Yeah,
heavy the amount of trauma that's been taking place over the last couple of years.
but There's nothing. And maybe it's morbid to say, but there's nothing like loss to teach you gratitude.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Right.
be grateful for the people around you that are still here. Be grateful for the things that you have. You know, because
Yeah.
you never know.
You definitely don't know. You never know that phone call you're gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
So I reflect a lot. It's like, our Disney, extravaganzas in LA when we was young kids and stuff. It was I miss them days, when we all went out together.
So
We
I
got
mean,
yeah.
things like that are hard now since we're on our own dimes. But
I know.
yeah,
But them days going to Disney for a week straight, having a time by life.
yeah, having the time of our life. It's different when you're paying for it, though.
There it is. I
I tell
looked at
you
them
what.
Disney tickets. I was like, "Geez, there's no way."
I took my wife a couple years ago, and I
Mm-hmm.
mean, Disney as an adult is the best time. I mean, not to be one of those Disney adults, but Disney as an adult is like the best,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you're not under anybody else's itinerary. You can eat where you want to eat. You can do what you want to do. You can buy what you want to buy. But I say all
Mm-hmm.
that to say, Mom, I get it.
Heavy on that. Get it.
I get
Get it. Heavy on that. Yes.
like when you said no, I get it.
Yeah. Uh,
Man.
I went to Universal as an adult,
Mm-hmm.
and it great time.
Sure, it's the inferior park, but yeah, sure.
Tomato. You could say that.
No, no, no.
I like Universal better.
When's the last time you went to both?
Last time I went to Disney, I'm gonna say about 5 years ago,
Yeah, you got to go back.
and I went to Universal about 3.
Yeah, you got to go back to Disney. It's they've added so much
They
since
added
then.
more stuff. I went to the one
Mhm.
in Florida though, so
Well,
is that
yeah,
different?
yeah. That's the one you go to. If you're going to the one in California, I mean,
Mm,
you know,
I like the hats. Is it
that
a
like
different hat? Isn't it a different hat you can get from Universal? I mean, not Universal, Disneyland and Disney World.
um, I'm not entirely sure. I don't work there.
You're right. And it's, you got. Anyways, when I went to Universal, it was a dope time, and I'm a big fan of Harry Potter. So yeah,
Wait! Stop!
yeah.
Time out! Stop the presses. Since when?
I always have been.
You've always been a big fan of Harry Potter. This is
Always.
news to me.
Yeah.
Okay. What's your Hogwarts house?
Um. Yeah. I don't know all that.
What do you mean? You just said you were a big fan. Are you a
Listen,
big
all
fan
right,
or are
all
you
right,
not one?
all right. Put it this way. I know when I went with my parents to go to the movies and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
That was like a always thing with me. I stopped watching after I'm gonna say the fourth movie, fourth, fifth. I'm gonna say the fourth.
He said he's a big fan. Anyway,
I'm still a big fan.
all right.
It's still a
We
childhood
gotta
memory of mine going to the movies and watching the movies with my parents.
we gotta watch the
So
rest of the movies though.
we do. So like Voldemort, right? You know, that was the last one I seen when he got introduced to the movies, to the Harry Potter series.
Okay, so yeah, you have
Yeah,
to finish. It gets so much better.
it does.
You know what? Okay, we're gonna
So I
watch
know. So when I went, I was so pressed to get a wand. I
Mhm.
was so pressed to get.
Those things are expensive.
Yeah, they're expensive, but they're worth
It's
it.
a piece of.
But
Uh,
it's interactive with the park.
well, yeah, but come on, man.
I was too pressed to go on that train. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like it was my thing. I like it. It was fun. Now I
Okay.
did go to. I went to. Is it? It's not City Walk for Disney. What is it?
Disney Springs.
Disney Springs before you go in the park.
I believe so. If we're talking about the same thing,
I think so. I think we are too.
yeah, because
Because they
Disney
both
Springs is
have.
what used to be downtown Disney,
So it is downtown. It was downtown Disney at first.
and now it's Disney
No,
Springs.
yeah. So I've been a City Walk. A City Walk is in Universal. That's before
Hmm
you get into the park. I've been a
Yeah,
City Walk
it's a
and
lot of great restaurants at City Walk. I'm not gonna
yes, it
lie.
is. It is, and
I
they got
mean,
bomb restaurants there. Bomb
mhm,
restaurants. It's a good time. Now I went when it was cold. I didn't know Florida gets that cold in November because the last time we went, it was in December and it was hot. It was
mhm,
hot as balls. It was hot as balls then. Um, it was still a good time. And that was the last time all of us went. Well, not all of us, me, you, Caleb, and
right,
Aunt Trina and stuff,
mhm,
and Lauren.
yep. That one trip to Disney, that was a good
Yep,
time.
it was a good time. It was a
That
great,
was a really good
it
time.
was a great time. And we went during Christmas too, so they had all them kind of themes,
Oh,
Christmas
like,
themes and
yep.
stuff. Super dope.
We had a really, I mean, honestly,
We had a good upbringing, to be honest. A lot of things that we experienced, a lot of my friends didn't experience. I'm not saying like I'm the only one or we're the only ones that experienced it, but some things I talk about like, what really that happened?
mhm.
Like, yeah, it happened.
I mean, and it's so crazy, right? Because like it's almost like we've been able to walk in like two worlds,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean, and really the only people that like really understand what I mean when I say that is like the people that have lived lives like ours, right? Like the people that have like similar backgrounds,
Mm-hmm.
because like we were too in the know and in the lifestyle and too privileged to really relate, you know, to like some of like the crazier stuff that we did, like going to Disney and having giraffes outside of our, you know,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
freaking hotel room. That's a crazy experience.
Yeah.
But like, you know, at the same time, like we were too far separated from like being like all the way like I know I sure didn't have, you know, I mean, my first car was a 98 BMW that I drove twice. That thing was beat up. You know, so, you know, I definitely wasn't getting, you know, a Porsche or anything like that for, you know, for my 60th birthday or anything like that. Like some of the other, you know, people that had lives like ours, you know,
Mm-hmm.
were. So like I grew up kind of not really being able to relate to anyone, but also being able to relate to everyone in different things, you know?
Yeah, totally.
And so to have those kind of really crazy experiences, I mean, it's one, it's definitely taught me humility because now looking at my
Yeah.
bank account now, now that I got to pay for
Right,
it, it's a
right,
different
right.
story. But I mean, you know, just to see what's possible, you know,
You work
if you
hard for
work
it,
hard.
you get those kind of, those things.
Hmm.
And that's what it's about. You know, we experience that. It's like I want to experience that by myself one day. You know, just like how you said, my first car was a '99 Jag.
Hmm.
You know, I didn't understand the meaning behind it because, I seen at one point they all are. Well, I know my mom. Did your mom have a Jag too?
She did not.
So I know it was.
Were you talking about my mom's old silver Jag? The
Yeah, she had two. Then she had it was a silver one and a burgundy one.
yep.
So I just
Man,
thought I was like, this is a normal car.
it's
I
just a
didn't
car.
know. I didn't know because I thought older car is still nice and but I'm appreciative. Then my second car I had a 2000 Impala.
Hmm.
So I'm grateful I'm able to like appreciate the stuff that I have and that I got to experience, like you said. That's all it's about. Um, super dope. Super dope. If I can go back, I'd do it. I'd do it 10 times more.
10 times more. I'm saying.
10 times more, man.
But you know, being able to do, you know, some of this crazy stuff like on my own, it's really cool too. Because like
Hmm.
a couple of years ago, and I think we talked about it on the phone a while ago. So like going to my first Michelin star restaurant and seeing like what that was like,
How was that?
man.
How was that? Food? How was the food, man? How was the
So look, I didn't get to look like this by not eating good food. All right, um, but like there's there's good food, there's great food, and then there's this, there's Michelin star.
Michelin. Right.
I mean, and Atlanta, we recently got our first string of 1-star Michelin star restaurants. Nobody's got any more than 1 star yet.
Mm-hmm.
And so like it goes up to 3. So if a restaurant has 1 star, you know, the general consensus is, you know, if it's on your way, maybe stop by. Like if it's got 2 stars, then it's maybe, you know, go out of your way to eat here. You know, if it's, you know, if you feel like it's worth your time. If it's got 3 stars, like make a trip to go here. And so I say all that to say, if there are restaurants out here that are 3 times better than the 1-star places I've been eating at,
so
holy
what kind
cow!
of food do you? It's like it's a steakhouse.
So my favorite restaurant out here. Shout out to Bacchanalia. I gave you guys so much free advertising. You guys really need to sponsor me.
Sponsor that man.
But the menu changes seasonally.
Okay.
So my friend just went for their anniversary because I won't shut up about it because it's so good. And I mean they've got New York strip, they got duck, they got you know, foie gras and caviar, and it's just great. That's all I can say. Is it's just
Yeah, duck.
Oh my god! I love duck.
I've never had duck.
See, okay, so going back to Vegas, you gotta be a little bit more adventurous with your food.
Yeah, but like,
Okay, so
I was like, I always get steak. So I was like, why would I
no,
get steak?
That's different. All right, so everybody was getting the Wagyu steak, and Kevin ordered chicken.
Sure did.
And
I was like, I don't want no steak. I always have steak back at home. I always get steak. I don't want that. So they're like, you getting chicken, really? I'm like, yeah, that's what I want. I think I got fries too with the chicken, didn't I?
You got chicken and fries.
Chicken and fries. I stood on that too.
Man.
And I had In-N-Out chicken shake almost every day. Look, I don't get it down here. So if I'm in Atlanta, I'm getting Zaxby's and going to Waffle House, hands down. I'm
Well, yeah, but Waffle House is really just Southern hibachi, right?
Hey, I love it. I gotta have it. Oh, that and Cookout. I'm stopping at Cookout.
Cookout is great. So first of all, Cookout. Shout out to Cookout. You need to sponsor me. So they need more cookouts out here.
They don't have a lot?
They don't. I mean, they have a lot, mind you, but it's not.
It's felt like it's never lacking a cookout. Like unless you're like deep.
I don't want to have to drive all the way out to Athens or all the way out to Atlanta or all the way out to Snellville just to get some cookout. I don't want to have to do it.
It's a special treat.
I suppose so, but something about that cookout tray.
I haven't went in a while.
Well, you haven't been here in a while. I keep inviting you out, and you keep
it's only been what? A year.
Yeah. Okay.
It's been a year.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a year. That's it.
I'm just saying I could stand to see you more.
Wait, has it been a year? Yeah, it's been a year. I want to see you more too.
I mean, you are my favorite cousin, named Kevin.
Okay, thank you. You know, you clean it up. That's why I say, you know, one of my favorite cousins. I could say you're one of my. I can't say that. Can't say that.
It's okay. We all know the truth.
Can't say my favorite 30-year-old cousin because.
All right. We don't have to talk about how old I'm getting.
But Mike is cool. I love him too. He's my favorite. He just like me.
I miss him too. I haven't heard from him in a minute. I hope he's doing really well.
I think he just graduated. Don't get me wrong. Either HVAC or
I think it was welding. No.
Well, was it welding?
I believe so.
Yeah. Yeah, I think one of those two he just graduated from.
Well, either way, Mikey, if you're listening, we're proud of you.
I'm proud of you, super proud of you, Mikey,
Out here doing the damn thing.
and our little other. Thank you, thank you. And also to his little one too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, see, I'm gonna leave that to y'all.
You can have one.
Nope.
You can have one.
I sure can't.
Just one.
Absolutely not.
But listen to me. If you just
Uh-huh.
have one, I'm not
Yeah.
going to ask you no more.
That's okay. Between you and my mom and my mother-in-law, no. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Absolutely not.
We need more. We need more
No.
like little cousins.
Mm-mm. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Uh mm-mm.
You're going to change
Mm-mm.
your mind. I'm going to give
I,
you 5 years.
I sure won't. Look, I have three dogs.
I give you these 3 dogs
Mm-hmm.
and like a son or a daughter.
See, that's too much. At that point, you got a zoo.
And they're great too. Like they keep you busy.
You see, I'm already busy.
And then like I just talked to my son today, right?
Uh-huh.
But to be in basketball camp,
Mm-hmm.
isn't that kind of great? Like, don't you want to like if you have a daughter, cheerleading camp, PTAs, doing
Oh.
doing homework.
No, I didn't
I
want to
don't
do my.
understand how
I
to
didn't
do
want
it.
to do my own homework. I
Like I
wanted
ask
to do somebody
ChatGPT
else's.
sometimes how to do it, but it's still the experience.
Absolutely not. No, no, thank you.
It's
Look, and I love you.
mm-hmm.
I love Kevin the Third. I don't want to do that.
You might change your mind. You
I
still got
sure
to.
nope. Look. I am already going gray. Absolutely not. We're not gonna speed up that process at all.
Okay. It's okay. You say that down. I have a homegirl. She
Mm-hmm.
had I think her second child in her 40s. This time,
Mm-mm.
I can wait. We can wait. We can all wait.
Yes, you can, and you're gonna keep on waiting.
You gonna keep on waiting.
Yep.
You might change your mind.
I sure won't.
You might. We gonna find
Mm-mm.
out. We got time.
Nope.
Well, I want a second one.
Okay. So there is your child. There you go. You don't have to ask me.
I do. I
Nope.
don't know about now, but Kevin is turning 7
Mm-hmm.
like this month, right? And I don't want that big age gap when I have like a 8-year-old and a newborn. It's gonna happen either way because I can't turn back time. But I don't want them to be 13 and have a
And
whole
have a baby brother.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why like my father asked me, "Why you want a child?" I'm like, "Cause Dad, I'm not getting any younger, you know." And I know how it was to be the only child.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool, it's great, but
Okay. Now, have you considered this?
yeah,
I love Caleb.
yeah.
I'm his biggest cheerleader. All I ever want for him is for him to win. I wish all the success for him in the world.
Mm-hmm.
He's an asshole.
Yeah.
He's I wouldn't change anything. I love being his older brother, but he is an asshole. Not to say that, I would prefer being an only child or anything like that, but sometimes the unlived life is not worth examining.
But you still have that little brother, like you can always. It's always like having that conversation with your sibling, your sibling, your big brother, to get that big brother advice that he's looking for.
He doesn't listen to my advice.
Okay, you're not making it better.
Look, to be fair, I don't take my advice, but
I've learned, like my siblings, right? I not go to them for advice.
mm-hmm.
If I need some help on something, it's like, what do I do? Or I would say, am I tripping? And I would like tell them my scenario. Okay, sometimes I do be tripping, but sometimes they were like, nah, Kevin, you was right. Yeah, you're making sense. And I'm like, thank you. Sometimes you can't go to your parents to get that. I want to say that raw like advice, but like that, you need to take a step back and evaluate what you're doing or what you're saying.
Well,
And you know what? I feel like if I had someone a year or two younger than me, a lot of things would be easier. Like if that makes sense.
What do you mean?
So someone I can have like a fallback. Like I can have someone I can say I grew up with, and we can identify with the same, like I won't say struggles, but the same like ideas. That's why I always wanted at least two kids, because I always felt like I was missing out on that aspect. Like when I went on family vacation with my parents, it was just my parents and me. It wasn't like I had a little brother or a big brother that was my age that I can hang out. Uh, no, what's going on here?
Growing pains, I guess.
Do we keep going? Should we keep going?
Look, I was taught in acting school way
Yeah,
back when that when things happen, you just kind of roll with it.
just keep
So
going.
just
Keep the
rolling,
we
rolling,
keep the
rolling.
train going. I
Um,
just wanted to be this smart if it's going to be on a thing. So I want to keep going, and whatever we say, we gotta say back. So yeah, uh, I always wanted that. Just to have, or be in high school together. I thought that'd be super dope. School together, I thought that'd be super dope.
so my brother and I, we have a 3-year age gap.
Yeah.
So when he was a
So when he was a senior, he
right, so
was
when
a,
I
he
was
was a
a
freshman.
when I was a senior, he was a freshman. Um, and that's weird
How's that weird?
because like by the time I was a senior in high school, I had figured out who I was. To
Mm-hmm.
me, I've reinvented myself quite a few times since then. But at the time,
Yeah.
you know, and so it's weird to see, this other version of yourself that's slightly different, still forming, when you're in that kind of when you're in that environment, Um, you know he's making his own friends and having his own path, and now that he is fully who he is, um the situation is different, but like you know I to have that difference there, Caleb was a little bit of a square to me.
Is he really?
Well, at the time. Now I mean, I
He's
won't
really
take
cool.
I guess it's different, like when when you walk into the house and he pulls a gun on you, but like that's kind of just who he is, which is terrifying. But
That's different. That's different. Okay. But it's like, Caleb, really? Like, why? Yeah, I don't know. I felt like it, you know?
yep,
Um,
that's an interesting individual right there,
yeah,
and
he
like,
is. Like, your mom's wedding, right? After your
mhm,
mom's wedding, after the reception, like he stole me and Olivia's burger at the bar. It was
mhm.
like, and shared our fries, and then went back to us just like, you want your fries? How you gonna ask me back to me if I want my fries? Give me my fries, Caleb. I'm just saying, everyone had a good time with your fries. They're gone. Just keep them. He's like, why you mad at me? I left some for you.
And he did
Literally some.
some.
Literally some.
Mhm.
Right? But I think that's a cool part by having like not only like a younger cousin or like a younger brother. It's like, really? But
I mean,
I can expect that from my little brother or even my big brother. I can expect that from them.
at this point, like at our ages, ugh,
Hmm
I hate that. I hate that so much. That feels rotten to me in my core. At our ages.
That's your
Anyway,
age. Yeah, you can say that now. You can say it.
all right.
Yeah,
Well, but like we're men, you know,
grown
and
ass man.
we can live our lives and like have those relationships as men versus as a in like an older younger capacity or anything like that. And like I'll give you an example, and this may be hurting my case, this may be helping my case. I had the I think it was last weekend. um my my brother and I,
Hmm
like, we went out to brunch,
hmm
and it wasn't like brunch in like a big brother little brother capacity. Like, we were equals. He had his own money, he had his own people he's taking care of. I got me and mine. And like, he'll always be my younger brother. But like, I don't have anything to teach that guy. He's not going to listen anyway.
Right.
I don't need to look after him because I know he keeps that thing on him.
Of course.
um I
Absolutely.
don't.
Absolutely. Got to.
I think he's we are on an equal footing. We're on an equal playing field. If he wants to, he did call and get ask for a little bit of advice, as like a salesman, and like what he needs to do there. And so I gave him some pointers and stuff like that. But that's no different than I don't feel like that has like an age or anything like that to it. You know, so I feel like I'm sorry that you didn't have that. I
Yeah.
mean, you always had me. I know I'm a
Of
little
course.
older than you, but um, but I don't feel like you missed out on too much.
No, I don't. I'm not saying I missed out on a lot. Like I know how it always was when we got together, and holidays in the summertime.
Hmm.
But just to have the in house. You know, just to have that in house part is what I'm
That
talking
gets
about.
that gets old real quick.
It gets old.
Yeah, it
Does it
gets
really?
old. Look, especially nowadays, like, and I am my mother's son. I love to entertain and all
Mm-hmm.
of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want people up in my house.
Okay.
I don't want people in my space. I mean, you can come over anytime. We'll make sure that the futon is nice and clean for you. You can cuddle up with one of the dogs, whatever. However, after
Mm-hmm.
a certain point, you got to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
like
understand that.
having that nagging voice there all the time. That you just, I mean, because you can't get rid of them. They're always going to be your brother. So having that live in there, it gets real old. Your stuff goes missing. Your clothes go missing. Mm-mm.
So yes, hey guys, we're gonna go on a few minute break. We'll be back soon.
Kevin's got a voice shining bright, not dim. The laughter and stories, his heart's never trimmed. From a legacy, stepped into the light. Classy's love guiding him, everything feels right. Listen close, hear the stories unfold. Each episode's a treasure, pure gold. Kevin's a junior shining on, bringing love to the world, no matter where you are.
And we're back.
Wait.
You know, I was singing the Drake and Kendrick Lamar diss.
Man. So the whole Drake and Kendrick Lamar beef.
Yeah.
That was some of the most entertaining
It
time in
was.
hip hop. Like,
I was so upset about like Drake just getting tore up, man. Like I feel like he was winning, but then the Super Bowl happened.
wait, stop. First of all, you felt like Drake was winning.
He was winning.
All right, that's a hot take.
Okay. He was winning as far as like it's a song that I can go out my way to listen to.
Uh-huh.
Like Family Matters and stuff, and like I thought he was winning. I like his songs better.
You like Family Matters over Not Like Look.
And then like the way he was like taunting like Kendrick, like, hey, yo, drop. I already dropped 2 songs. Where you at? Like I want you to drop.
And then he did, and he massacred him.
And then he dropped. And I was like, no. And the Super Bowl happened, and the whole stadium was calling him a pedophile. And I was
Look,
like, what you just do?
I'm just saying. So it's no secret, because I don't make it a secret. I've never been like the biggest Drake fan.
Okay.
Like I haven't liked Drake since Take Care.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
as a music producer, I'm shooting myself in the foot by saying so. But
well, I've heard Drake is kind of like territorial over his music, which most artists are.
Mm-hmm.
They don't like hearing bad takes about their music. They're sensitive. It's their art. That's a part of them. So, I feel like Drake is awesome. I feel like he hasn't really had a bad album, even though my favorite one is with him and Future.
Stop, go back. You feel like Drake hasn't had a bad album?
Not a bad album. He had a somewhat not as good, but a bad album. No.
Certified Lover Boy was a good album?
Yes.
You know what?
Yes. I'm a huge fan.
We are going to agree to disagree. Because, like, even though I've never liked, well, I won't say never, because, again, Take Care was solid. But, like, even though I haven't always been, like, a big Drake fan, like, I make sure I listen to everything to make sure I hate it consistently, you know?
Right.
I'm not just hating to be a hater. I'm just, I you know, because when I hate it. Nope. Now, Hotline Bling was a banger. It was.
It was decent.
I can admit that. Absolutely.
It was decent. It was decent.
However, everything else to me, and I'm willing to put that on record.
You put that on record.
I'm putting that on record. I'm gonna stand on that business.
Okay, that's putting your rights, your own opinion about that. It's just, however, like I feel like his transitions, the way he like hits on every beat, like no Diddy on that.
Is that okay to say? Can we say that?
I'm gonna say it. Okay, I say pause. Pause. All right. How about I say pause?
I'm just saying. We don't want to piss off the wrong person. No Kelly. Anyway, Piss off the wrong person. No, Kelly.
Kelly, yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one. That was different. That threw me off. Threw me for a loop. But same thing with like, are you a big fan of The Weeknd? Yeah, I feel like The Weeknd never had a bad album.
All right. You know what? Nope. Hold on. The Weeknd. I've got some music for you. So, hit me up. And that's all I'm going to say about that. Um, yeah, no, he's got some
Solid, right?
great stuff. And I mean, the stuff he was doing with Daft Punk. Oh my God.
Okay, I haven't got that deep into The Weeknd.
Look, Starboy was, I mean,
yeah, that was good. Actually, yeah, that was a good one.
Like, I mean, anything Daft Punk would touch is just, it's gonna turn to gold. I'm so sad that they broke up before I got a chance to throw my hat in the ring.
They broke up? I didn't know that. That's news to me.
Yeah, so they had something where I one of them, like, he was really worried about like the rise of artificial intelligence and like what that was going to do for music, and so he just decided he wasn't going to have any sort of part in it, and so he
just happened then.
Pretty recently.
Okay. I mean, AI is kind of taking over.
Yeah, I mean, it's weird, right? Because like, there's so much that AI can do, but like, there's so much that it can't, and it won't be able to for a while, right? And so like, there's a lot of people that are upset about like AI stealing like artwork, right? And
right.
So like, and to a degree, I get that, but like, and even further, like I'd say like, how is that any different from like automation, like stealing like let's say like a construction worker's job, like a factory worker's job, right? It is a tool to make work happen faster, cheaper, more efficiently.
Yeah.
Actually,
I do understand. They try to do that with my mom next album, have it AI generated. I agree too, because she do have some authentic stuff already out there, so I don't see why we need to add that part to a catalog. Right. But yeah, a lot of things is getting geared towards being AI.
I mean, there's some stuff that I'll use like Chat GPT for, or I mean um, the the big one that everybody's like going super crazy about right now is the Chinese one, DeepSeek, because like you can like see it like think in like real time, and like it's some crazy stuff. But I don't know, AI is doing some really crazy things right now. I'm really excited to see what's gonna happen in the future.
Like with music or overall, because like my cousin.
I mean, with music overall, just everything, but especially with music. Oh my god! Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I will say this: there is a tool out there, and I'm not going to say the name because one, they're not paying me, and two, I don't remember the name.
Respectfully.
But I've definitely used it too. So as a matter of fact, let me apologize. But like, you can tell it what you want it to make. Like, let's say, like, I want some like really dark sounding trumpets. So I just type in dark sounding trumpet, and it'll just make it. I can tell it what key. I can tell it what how many beats per minute, and it'll just boom right there.
So in a way, is it really like? It sounds like what you can do, but you get like a little boost, because if you don't know the keys and what to exactly say what it wants, then how would you really know what to do, right?
Right. And I mean, it's you got to have the key to unlock the door, right?
Right.
It's going to be a lot more powerful of a tool in the hands of someone like me who knows what I'm looking for, knows what I'm doing, knows what I knows the theory of what I'm looking for, as opposed to somebody that's just starting out. because when I was just starting out, I didn't have any sort of knowledge about time signatures, keys, or anything like that. I'm just stacking loops on top of each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so there's definitely going to be a lot more of that. But I mean,
How did you learn
it's
though? How did you learn to like do all that? Because
yeah.
we was both in music. I
Hmm.
listened it for a little bit. The clarinet, definitely too big. But like, how did you start learning like different keys and what to know? Like what I say notes to hit. What how to match different beats together and mix and
So
master and stuff.
I taught myself. You
Yeah.
know, I mean, there's such a huge. We are living in the best time right now. There's a lot of crappy stuff going on, but
Huh?
like we are living in the best time for information because everything you want to know, everything you want to learn, any any piece of access that
Mm-hmm.
you want to obtain is yours. For the first time ever in history, and it hasn't happened yet. So, but it might. Who knows? You know, I can I can write something. Put it out there. Have it
Mm-hmm.
go crazy on TikTok if TikTok is still around tomorrow.
Oh, they extended to 75 more days, so we're good.
Oh, sweet. Well,
Yeah.
then I got time.
Right.
Have it go, but still have it go crazy on TikTok, and all of a sudden I'm an overnight success.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, without the aid of any sort of marketing, distribution, labels, none of that. That hasn't really happened before.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
No. So and the information on how to do that, the information on learning the algorithm is right there on the internet for anybody to learn. The information on the you know what chord structures um work for for eliciting certain emotions, learning chords in general, um the science to BPM, beats per minute, and how like 128 beats per minute was like the magic number for like ADM, because like match with like the rhythm of your heartbeat when you're jumping around, stuff like that. It's crazy how down to a science that everybody has it, and they're giving all that information away for free, and I think it's the coolest thing in the world. And so I utilize a lot of that, in learning everything that I need to learn. And I mean, things are going really well. I've got a studio session tomorrow, uh,
Mm-hmm.
with my partner, and
Okay.
we're gonna see
Okay.
what we can make shake.
Oh, well, we talk about that. What kind of music y'all about to make? Is it more like is it more how to say like trap? Like is it R&B? Is it hip hop? Like what's going on?
So I make a lot of everything. I
Uh-huh.
don't like to confine myself to one genre. Um, and in a lot of ways it's really helped me. In a lot of ways maybe it hasn't, um, but like sometimes I'll write some like rock stuff, and he'll come in with like some trap drums, and
Okay.
it'll totally like change the vibe of the track that we're working on, or vice versa. um, because he definitely comes from a lot more of like a hip hop and R&B background, but I mean his stuff is solid. So
Solid.
like, hmm
Okay. Okay.
and so like when we get together and actually like work, like because we have those different backgrounds there, it really it allows us to create something, and you'll hear it eventually. I won't say quite when yet because there's still some details that we're ironing out, but you'll hear just how special and how important it was that we come together with these different ideas and these different ideologies and different approaches to our music.
Hmm. I mean, you definitely have an ear for it. I like your stuff.
Thank you.
This is one song I don't have my Apple Music right now, but this is one song you have, and I still play it on some days. And it's like it just the way you matched like your voice with the beat you had, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
this is good. And you have my kind of style that I like listening to.
I
You know,
appreciate you saying so.
I won't say it's like an R&B, but it's more. I won't say the press, but
It's
like
like that.
you identify things that a lot of people can like a body wave. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
body wave. You know, definitely. You shocked me with that song. 'Cause I was like, okay, that was a song. I was like, okay, I can see what direction he's trying to go towards. Because they had like a little bit of EDM, but
Mm-hmm.
also like R&B with it. If you get my
So
drift.
absolutely. So that's my indie pop project coming soon. It's something I'm still
Hmm.
working on, but I promise it's coming. Um, but I've got the project that I'm working on with my partner, and we're doing really well with that. Um, Shout out to Mikey Hustle. Um, and then I've also got my rock project, which I'm really, really, really excited for because anybody that knows me knows that I have, even though I look like this, I have a love for rock music, um, and that's always a
I know you
space that
do.
I've. Oh yeah, um,
Yeah.
that's always a space that I've wanted to play in for a while. I haven't always felt the most comfortable letting myself be in that space. Um, but I feel like, especially with the state of rock music right now, I feel like right now is the time. Um, and so we've got a lot of really cool things that we're working on. Um, I'm really proud of the work that we're doing. Definitely looking for more collaborators. So producers, artists, writers, hit me up. Um, I appear to be.
Yeah, because I feel like the more people you work with, the more you get to express
Mhm,
yourself and get things out there too.
absolutely, and that's what it's all about. That self-expression.
Well, I definitely want to hear your new stuff. I mean, if you don't
As
mind,
a matter of,
towards the
as
end,
a
I would
matter of
love to hear
fact,
hear your stuff. Play me
I got
your
something. Hold
newest
on.
finished project. You got some? Okay, all right,
So
cool, cool.
I'll queue up something new-ish. Let's see what we got in the vault. Let's see. In the meantime, while I'm queuing this up,
Okay.
what are you listening to these days?
Mm.
Because I feel like, because I spend so much
Mm.
time like working on my own stuff, I lose the I lose touch with what the kids are listening to. I'm just so focused on creating what's new.
Yeah, I'm still big onto the rap scene. So I say more like I like Key Glock,
Who?
Key Glock.
Okay, you saying it twice doesn't make it any.
I thought you didn't hear me, so that's why I say it again. I'm still listening to a lot of Young Dolph. Yeah, they was like cousins, or they was cousins.
Okay,
You just check out Key Glock; it's pretty good. A lot of some drill music,
okay. So like when you say drill,
like
like
K
are we
Flock,
talking like okay? So like
K
actual
Flock.
like
Yeah,
drill.
yeah. I still listen to King Von, Dirk. Um, Probably need to broaden my horizon a little bit more, but that's what gets me going in the morning times or if I'm in a car. That's
Absolutely.
what I listen
So like
to.
what I like to listen to in the morning.
Mhm.
Uh, I was listening to it actually this morning. So I'm on my way to the office. I like that 121 Savage song.
Which one?
I'm on that slaughter cake shit. Murder.
Yeah, 21 is
That,
definitely
that's
a
my
dope
jam. See,
artist.
that's the hip hop I listen to if I listen to hip hop. I
Like
just
the
want to.
Atlanta trap music, pretty much.
Yeah. Well, really,
Love the Atlanta scene too. I love the
yeah.
Atlanta scene.
We got a pretty
They got
bustling
some
music
dope
scene.
artists. I mean, rest in peace of Scooter. You feel me? I used to listen to him when I was younger too.
Who?
Little Scooter.
Little Scoot. Where do these people come up with these names?
He's been around like since like the Gucci Man days.
That's why.
I like Gucci too.
See, my thing about Gucci is it's impossible to say you've listened to every single piece of Gucci's
Okay, yeah,
project.
that's true. That is true. He did slow down making music though,
I mean, just the
but
sheer volume of content, right?
yeah, he does have a lot in his his vault. I
So
mean, he perfects his craft a lot. He perfects his craft a lot.
I believe it. I mean, uh, Saint Brick was. I mean, I play that every Christmas.
Dope album.
Oh, yeah,
Dope album, hands down. Um, I mean, he does it. I think every year he does a Christmas album though.
I love that. I love that so much.
Yeah, and then who was coming out from jail? What's his name? It was one of Gucci's out artists. But let's hear what you have to your new stuff.
Absolutely.
Let's hear your songs.
Let's see. I've got it queued up. I just need to find out. Let me see, because we're working on.
I like your cool mic too.
Thank you. So this is a Shure. I think this one's a SM. No, this one's a Beta 57.
Beta 57.
Mm-hmm.
So is that the fancy mic you was talking to me about, or is it the
So
other?
this is the one that I use for. I mean, because it's a workhorse.
Mm,
So it's what I use for primarily all of my recordings. If I want like a nice warmer, like richer sound, then I'll move over to my condenser mic. Um, I don't do a whole lot of recording myself these days. Um, I mean, other than there's the indie project that I'm working on, the rock project, of course. But like most of the time, if I am going to record like myself, it's like these like little quick hits. Like if I have 15, 20 minutes, if I'm waiting for the laundry to dry or like something like that, I'll
mm,
I'll pop in.
mm,
But a lot of times I'm recording someone else's, and honestly, it's made me so much better, like
mm.
of an artist myself, just working with other people. Um, I just I love getting to collaborate.
So I guess I just played on your side of your music,
Let me see what I can
if,
do if
if that's possible.
let's try this.
It's dope how we all, just got our own talents, man. We all have a different specialties that we do. That's dope that you're in the music. I get asked all the time, like, "Hey, can you sing?" Like, nah, I can't sing.
You know who else can sing but won't? My little brother. Hmm.
Really? I would never guess that. Like, ever. Ever. Can anyone else like rap that you know about? I know Mikey, he was a good rapper when he was
Yeah,
younger. Um, I can't rap either. For nothing. I've
I
tried.
I try. Oh my God, do I try?
You can rhyme though, so you have a little bit
Right.
of.
It just sounds funny coming from me.
Yeah, you think so?
Oh my God, yeah.
Can't be that bad.
It's that bad.
It's that
Um,
bad.
I sound like Mickey Mouse.
Stop playing. Mickey Mouse,
Like
really?
Mickey Mouse. I think I figured it out.
Did you figure it out?
Yep. So I'm gonna share. This
Let's see if we
is.
can hear it.
We'll give you a sneak peek from the Rock Project.
All right, cool. Let's hear it.
That's all you get for free.
Okay, Eric. Okay. So I'm talking about, man. So I'm talking about.
Yeah.
See, he's being in the studio cooking up, you know, and it's so sneaky. Like you just do it in the background. You don't let a lot of people know. Like I'm working on some new
Hmm.
some new music, and that's what's dope about you because you just do it. You just do it. And you just keep working at your craft. You know, keep grinding for it. It sounds amazing. It sounds good.
Thank
It
you.
sounds real good, Eric. Yo. Yeah, man. I can't
Yeah.
wait to hear your other stuff, man.
Well, G's
I
move in
know you got a
silence,
lot.
just like in lasagna.
Would you say it's silent?
G's move in silence, like in
Cheese move.
lasagna.
Okay. That's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. But yeah, man. Like it's just so dope. Like I was saying, we all have a thing, you know, and that's so dope. You working on your stuff, you know. Like I said, Mikey got what he got going on. He got his, his his electrician. Am I right? HVAC.
No.
Which one? I keep saying HVAC. I
Welder.
want to say HVAC so bad. I know it's electrician.
Are you sure? I thought he was a welder.
Welder.
You know what? Either way, Mikey, we're proud of you.
We're super proud of you.
I
We
get
got
the issues, so I haven't talked to you in a
we
minute.
got
Kevin
we
doesn't get a
got
single one.
we have, well, you know what? I mean, well, then we have two cousins that just graduated college.
Congrats.
Then we got one that graduated from the military, you know.
Shout out to Braxton.
Shout out to Braxton, you know. And one's about to graduate high school. Shout out to Brooke. And then we got Caleb doing his own thing, man.
You're doing his own thing. I'm so
Doing a damn thing, growing up on me. Then we got Logan growing up on us so fast, you know.
man.
Super proud of y'all. Super duper proud of y'all, man.
When do we get old? I say we
When we
because
get old,
I'm not going down by myself.
We got old when we was all able to go to the bar.
Okay, look. First of all, you didn't have to put so much bass in your voice when you said "we" like that.
We grown as men, full blown adult. I can't really say I'm in my early 20s no more. I'm mid 20s.
You're in your late 20s.
I'm in my late 20s.
You are like
I'm
not
saying
just
that
like you are in like the end of your 20s.
I'm about to kiss AARP. You feel me? Like that's how close I am to being old.
Actually, you're eligible now.
Now?
Uh-huh. You don't get all the benefits, but you're eligible for AARP right now.
I am okay, but you know, I'm there in age. Super proud of you, Eric.
I'm super proud of you,
and I'm so happy you came on this pod with me.
Absolutely. I hope I didn't do so bad that you won't have me back.
No, I wanted to do something next time. I need you and somebody else with me on the next pod.
Absolutely.
It may not be this season, but if it is, it'd be super dope, super dope. And I'm gonna have you again next time.
Yes,
have
please.
more conversation, more conversation.
I'd love to talk about all the crazy stuff that because we didn't get to this time, but I do want to talk
much
about
that we can touch on. It's ridiculous.
Listen,
I feel like a lot of my pods is gonna have a part 2, so we'll have to have a part 2 no matter what.
We got to do a part 2 because I need to know exactly what you did when you disappeared on us in Vegas.
Hold that thought. Hold that thought. Just know it was a good old time, my friend came down.
Yep, I heard.
He came down and we went to a few spots in Vegas and stuff too. So yeah, I'll touch on that next time. I definitely will. But listen, great pod. I love you. I love you, Eric. And hey friends, though. Next week we back at it again. I appreciate you for showing support and coming out. Until next time, peace.
Peace.
Kevin's got a voice shining bright, not dim. With laughter and stories, his heart's never trimmed. From a legacy, stepped into the light. Jesse's love guiding him, everything feels right. Listen close, hear the stories unfold. Each